Hello and welcome to my tour of, my favorite spots on the wonderful Oasis class ship Wonder of the Seas. This video is not a full tour, more of like a snapshot of some of my favorite areas and areas that make this ship stand out. You can see some other similar full tours on my Utopia full ship tour that I did, Utopia of the Seas. This is of course the boardwalk in the Aqua Theater area. Those slides right there are the Abyss dry slides, the dueling slides that you can go down. This is the Aqua Theater, of course, not opened up for business, but it's right on the aft of the ship on deck 6, and it goes down to deck 5 there with that kind of stadium seating. I recommend, if you can only see one show, make it the Aqua show on any Oasis class ship. They all have a unique show. And on the Wonder, it's called Intense. It's an all-female cast of, I believe, 20 or more very amazing performers. Do not miss out. Continuing here, this is the actual entrance to the boardwalk. I did film this early in the morning, most of this stuff. I will show you the boardwalk in the daytime in a second to get the gist. But this is on the way to the carousel, or the carousel, I should say. The only thing I noticed on this ship, the little sculptures there as you get towards it are very tiny compared to the other Oasis class ships. And to the left is the free here, the hot dog house. And during lunch, and I believe into the late or early evening, they will have hot dogs there that are included, complimentary, however you like to call it. Here are some paid games you can tap your card and play, right next to Playmaker Sports Bar on the right there. All updated or new Oasis class ships will have Playmaker Sports Bar in this location. And it's a very good place. They have really good wings. If you even don't like to watch sports, I recommend checking them out. They have plenty of beer on tap as well as all kinds of mixed drinks. Playmakers is a popular spot, so keep that in mind. If you're planning any large parties, make sure and let them know. And across from the Playmakers is Johnny Rockets, the paid venue here, the hamburger joint. And next to that is the sweet treats area and a kids kind of store. They have ice cream in there. Everything there is not complimentary, but it is a reasonable price. Same thing with Johnny Rockets. However, on the Oasis class ships, Johnny Rockets does have an included breakfast, so check that out. It is fully complimentary and you do not need reservations. You can just walk up and they will seat you. I recommend getting early. I believe they open at about 7 a.m. And just like that, it is daytime here on the boardwalk of Wonder of the Seas, and you can see how amazing the venue is. There's Brittany Wonders right there with me, and you can kind of see what it's like here in the daytime before the crowds come, kind of early in the morning. It's a beautiful venue, and straight up above there is the zip line that is included. When it's open, you can zip line across the way if you fall within the weight parameters. Here's looking up at one of the elevator banks here, all the way up. They each have amazing sculptures hanging in them in the Oasis class ships. And each elevator area or centrium is unique with its own sculpture on each ship. So the forward one and the aft one will have a completely different sculpture. It'll help you keep your orientation on the ship as well. Here's deck 6 coming out of boardwalk, looking at the little bit you can do up here, shore excursions, photos, and then schooner bar on the left, looking down into the promenade. One of my other favorite features, and I think available on every Royal Caribbean ship. The schooner bar is unique and available on all ships. Here's another good look. I found this bench pretty amazing with the 100 million pillows that they seem to put on this little kind of boat bench here, which is very cool, but I was kind of amazed by the pillows. I hope I'm not making you dizzy, but this is of course the promenade deck early in the morning. And there's Bolero's Latin nightclub there, which functions as multiple space venues in the daytime. Here's the actual entryway into the Royal Promenade from one of the elevator areas. And you can see to my right will be the Bionic bar, which they're kind of slowly, I think, not going to include the Bionic bar on ships going forward. I could be wrong, but I don't recall seeing it on the Utopia of the Seas, but it is available on the Wonder of the Seas. It is pretty neat. The drinks are not any cheaper, and they're all the same size. They're pretty much in a cup, a plastic cup. Guest services is across the way, and right there to the left is, of course, the Rising Tide bar. Very unique feature that goes from deck 5 to deck 8. It's not down, you can't see it, but it's available on all Oasis class ships. The older ships in the class do have a fountain that's underneath it, which I kind of miss on these newer ships. This is, of course, decorated for Christmas as it was in December. And you can see the nice tree. It looks kind of small, but it's not a small tree, and the amazing volume of the promenade. There's the English pub, the Cask and Clipper. There is beer on tap and all kinds of stuff in there. This is where all the shops are, the expensive shops, some brand merch and all that stuff. In the center here, these little kiosks will have stuff for sale in the evenings or when the shops are open, the t-shirt sales, the $10 sales, etc. And there is Sorrento's Pizza. That pretty much rounds out what's available in the promenade: shopping, eating, cafe, dancing, and of course here's Spotlight Karaoke on the left, as well as a unique sculpture here. The big cowboy hat is what I call it. There in the promenade deck on Wonder of the Seas. Entering into the Spotlight Karaoke, you can also just pop in and listen to people perform. They do have private booths for rent if you and a small party want to have a kind of more intimate night and not be as embarrassed. By all means, you can rent. There is the actual Starbucks. This Starbucks is not included in your drink package, FYI. No matter what drink package you get, this is actually just a Starbucks. There is Boleros, again, kind of where I first started this little clip. It's alive at night with Latin music and dancing, live music as well. In the daytime, they can do trivia and other things in here. You can also, I believe, rent out the space for a private event, and they do have a bar that's reminiscent of the Martini bar on Celebrity, the shape and size. Going here to the, I don't remember, either aft elevators or forward elevators, to be honest. I'm not sure. I want to say this is the forward elevator. And there's a good look at Starbucks. I went downstairs now to deck 4, another popular spot for me. This is the attic, as well as the entryway to Studio B, the ice skating rink. The attic is a multi-function space as well, reserved mainly for comedy shows and other activities such as trivia and whatnot. Don't forget to miss out on comedy. Don't forget to not miss out on comedy. It's one of my favorite things to do on a cruise ship. There is Studio B. I did not get good footage of Studio B, and I apologize, but I recommend going in there to see the ice skating shows. Here is Park Place, or Park, I forgot what it's called already. The artwork here, available on almost all cruise ships, cruise brands. That's on the way to the casino, which I did not film, but it's pretty much a beautiful casino. This is my favorite place on the Oasis class ships, Central Park. Located in the valley of the center of the ship is what I like to call it. It's usually nice and cool throughout the day because it is somewhat hidden from direct sun for most of the day. And it's from deck 8, elevator bay to elevator bay. So pretty much the majority of the ship, about at least 1/3 of the ship, I would say, maybe more. It's beautiful. There is interior facing balconies. Here I am trying to get a good shot of the Central Park sign early in the morning. And here's where you'll find some of your fine shopping as well, and a lot of specialty dining locations up here. The steakhouse is up here, 150 Central Park, and a complimentary eatery known as Park Cafe is up here as well. Here is the top of where the Rising Tide bar will dock, so to speak, when it gets to the top, and it will stay up there for a few minutes. You can get on and off as well. And here's looking down into deck 5 from 3 decks up. I would say about 90% of all the plants in Central Park are living real plants, including the plant wall, the live wall. There is some aspects of it that I did notice were not real if you really get close, but most of it is legit real living plants, which is amazing. Here's another cool feature because it was Christmas. You can see that lighted arch, beautiful. Here is a complimentary eatery, Park Cafe. They have sandwiches, your included drinks, grab and go items like oatmeal, fruit, that kind of thing in the mornings. A nice quiet place to go for breakfast if you don't want to go up to the buffet. And don't worry, I will show you the buffet very last in this. I know a lot of people have questions about how it is, and it is pretty hectic in the morning. That's when I take a shot of it. Here's continuing through Central Park. A lot of quiet spots to chill out in the evenings. There is a bar up here, trellis bar, as well as a lot of artwork and different things, sculptures and whatnot, hidden there in the bushes. This is where Brittany Wanders likes to come and also do a lot of her remote work. I come here and edit videos, bring my laptop, find a little chair. There is some comfy seats, kind of more in the center. And then that is, of course, trellis bar where you can get your drinks when they're open. To my left is 150 Central Park, one of the specialty dining venues here. And then on the other side of the top here where the Rising Tide bar will dock, and there it is up there, park, is Chop Steakhouse. We have never been to 150 Central Park, and we will need to do that at some point. It's a beautiful spot, very romantic, kind of upscale eatery. On Utopia, they do have Izumi Sushi, which is pretty neat here in Central Park, and we did eat there recently, and it was amazing. Look at the dragon sculpture through the glass, it's stunning. There is Giovanni's, I want to say, Italian restaurant. Giovanni's is actually in Utopia, it's up on deck 12. And here it is in Central Park. There's a full map, more of a sculpture map, which is beautiful, showing the whole of Central Park. Here I am going up the elevator, looking at the beautiful sculpture, which this is probably my favorite on all the Oasis class that I have seen. It's stunning. Getting up here to the very top here, and I think this is the forward. I could be wrong, it could be aft. I can't keep those straight sometimes when it's the ship-by-ship basis. But here is a ship model. Remember to look for it. Some people don't even find it. It's just kind of there. The only thing I was disappointed is usually on this, in this location, on the wall there behind the sculpture, there will be like awards and from the naming ceremony, ship coins and that kind of thing. Very cool plaques from when they first visit ports for the first time as a new ship. But here you can really get the span of the ship here and how big these Oasis class ships are. Here is, of course, one of the pools. There is 4 pools on the upper deck. I want to say deck 15. And they aren't terribly deep, but there is one specifically for kids, basically, or families. But I've seen kids in all the pools with their families as well. Plenty of seating out here for sail away party and just afternoon sunlight hours, having fun. There is, of course, the bar there. Here is Sprinkles, one of the places where you can get the complimentary soft-serve ice cream when they're open, and they will get it for you, which is much different than like Carnival, for instance, where you can self-serve. Here's one of the sides looking down into Central Park. It looks rather small at this angle, but believe me, it is not. Here's the other side. I walked to the other side to get another glimpse. I just love looking down in there. It's such a cool thing that's available on the Oasis class ships. Here's a Solarium, the adult only area, 18 and up. During sail away, this is quite popular also. On Wonder and Utopia, the 2 newest Oasis class ships, it is fully enclosed and actually climate controlled, so if it's super hot, they can pump in some cooler air If it's super cold, they can warm it up a little bit. But I don't think they really need help warming it. Most of these plants in here are not real, but it still adds to the beautiful decor. I'm sorry I do not have a daytime shot of this, but it is stunning. I chose to come in at night because otherwise it's pretty popular. It is a quiet, more peaceful place to be, except for on sail away where it can get quite rowdy. There's a few jacuzzis up there as well as some pools down at the bottom, soaking pools, and another pool I believe up top, kind of very small pools, more like a wading pool. And they were cleaning it, actively cleaning it. That's why a lot of this audio is muted, because there was music playing, plus in most of the ship in the morning they were cleaning everything and there's just loud noises. Looking back, there's Solarium Bistro, a complimentary eatery serving Mediterranean kind of buffet style all you can eat, but it's already plated. Majority of the food is already plated. You just grab the small plates and you can take them back to your table and eat them. You should make reservations, but we usually just walk up and they seat us. Here we are at deck 16 and we're going back down. I'm going to get another shot here of this sculpture. And I really like taking the elevator. This is the other elevator bay, so you can see these are kind of like origami things, paper, but they're not paper. And actually this one, that blue one there, is full of ducks. I don't know if you caught that, but people have been throwing their ducks in there, which is a big no-no, but yeah, there's that. Lastly, we ended off here with a quick walk through the buffet, the Windjammer. Another one of my favorite areas, obviously. I love the Royal Caribbean Buffet, though it can feel crowded at times, but I do feel they have a very nice selection that will keep most people happy. They do cater, and they have some stuff available for vegetarians, vegans, and gluten-free as well. This is actually lunchtime. I'm sorry, I thought this was breakfast. This is one side. There is another side on the that wraps around with the boardwalk in the middle there by the windows on the left. The windows on the right face the water or open ocean. Plenty of drink machines that are complimentary, as well as the Coke machine there, which you do have to have a drink package for. And there is Brittany. I'm meeting her here and we are going to eat some good lunch. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching.